Okay, we're going to get started. Good morning. No, good afternoon, Lauren. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, are you okay? Like there's Hurricane Fiona happening and
Yes, yeah, I'm okay. It really affected more Cape Breton, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland. We were very lucky here. Other people, not so much. It's pretty sad.
yeah.
But just have to rebuild.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting all. Let's start this off in a really depressing note.
No, it's just
I want to see people cry.
No, we don't have any of that type of thing in New Zealand. So when you said that, I mean, obviously we see it on the news all the time from all over the world. But yeah, so
I'm actually surprised that you don't. I never even thought that there was a place that just doesn't get them. So
No.
that's yeah.
Yeah. But
Never
anyway,
thought that.
we're going to get going. First of all,
Yeah.
I just want to say, hey, there are so many people. I'm buzzing out at the moment. There are so many people who are watching this live. So hello to everyone watching it live. Please type in your questions, and we'll get there if we can. I was just saying before we went live, Kathy was going to be the very first person who was going to ask the question, and she was absolutely excited. But she's because of the hurricane, she's got no power. So I will get her question and I will ask it later. But we're going to start off with, and I don't even know if she knows this. Kerry, you are going to go first. So Kerry, what's your question?
Hey. Hi.
Thank
you so much for taking the time to chat with us. It's hard for me to even express just how much we appreciate this.
Thank you, Carrie. It's nice to see you.
Yes, and I was one of the people that ran into you in Vancouver a little while ago.
I remember. Hi, ladies.
But so I'm trying to move on because we have so many people and we got lots of questions. It's really exciting. So, but you've demonstrated that you have great talent for taking on some challenging characters, and you're really awesome at doing that. But how do you prepare for each character that you're going to play just to get the nuances of that character just right? Did you prepare differently, say like Lisa from Mr. D versus Charmaine in Virgin River?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, that's the hardest question that I have because I'm not very much like you just kind of let the writing guide you through it. For myself, mm-hmm. I'm not a big technique-y type person. I kind of flounder my way through it. Hope for the best. And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just the memorization and the hits of the scene. Like, what is the twist of the scene? What is the purpose of the scene and the beats of the scene? And whose scene is it? Like, oftentimes, it's another actor's scene, and you're just a bit more removed from it because that's the person that's supposed to win. And it's memorization.
Okay,
that's probably not a great answer. I'm sorry. And what their motivation is, like what that character is wanting to get out of that situation, and yeah.
Do you do it like different ways and then try to figure out which way is best and that sort of thing? Because you do really good at figuring out just the right way for people to hate you or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's actually a talent that I have in real life. I have very good talent for people hating me. No, it's yeah. I definitely do it different ways, and you do it different ways all the time, like with takes and that sort of thing. You want to be able to play with it when they take all. Doing one scene takes a really long time. Like it takes. I brought my dad to set, and he goes, "Oh my God, this is taking so long. This is so boring." So, but you do it so many times, and you have to twist it up because maybe something worked better in editing, and maybe it's sort of you're sort of. By the way, Olive is here and she's snoring right now, so I'm really sorry if you're hearing that.
Nope, we're good. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kerry. Okay, so we are now going to go to Sue, who is in Nebraska. Sue, what's your question?
Hi, Lauren. Nice to
Hi,
see you.
Sue. Nice to see you too.
I just wondered if do you have any upcoming acting opportunities that you can share with us?
I do actually. I'm on another Robin Carr show. So it's from the Robin Carr universe, but it's a different planet. It's called Sullivan's Crossing. And so it's a different, I'm not Charmaine. And but yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how it turns out. There's just really wonderful talent on it, and I get to shoot at home. I get to shoot in Halifax, and I'm just very excited to be part of it and be able to shoot at home because I love shooting here.
Do you know when it might air?
I'm not sure. My guess would be spring or summer or fall. You never know how these things are gonna, maybe next winter. I don't know.
Well, good. It'd be good to see you.
Oh, thank you so much, Sue. Thank you.
Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks for joining.
So they've got on Sullivan's Crossing, they've got the guy from Gilmore Girls. I can't remember his name.
God.
Yes. And then they've also got the guy who I used to have a massive crush on, Chad. What's his Chad?
Chad Michael Murray.
Yes. So, that's awesome. That is so cool that you're on that show. That's fantastic.
Oh my gosh. And the lead, Morgan, she's just incredible. And there's a lot of like up and coming talent that's on this show that I'm so blown away by. Like women in their 20s that I'm just like, Amalia and Lindura, it's just like they're in their 20s, and I'm like, you have your stuff together. I was a mess in my 20s. So I'm like so proud of them, and they're so talented, and I'm impressed by them.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, I can't wait. I haven't read the books or anything, but I saw that it was coming out, and I thought, oh, this is going to be another. And I was thinking, I wonder if they're going to do a crossover with Virgin River, like But
probably not, because they're very different. So the books were actually set in Colorado, but they changed it to Nova Scotia, which I'm like score.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. Right. So now Kathy, as I say, she was wanting to join, but she, with the hurricane, she has no power. Now, one of her questions was, why did you choose Nova Scotia as your residence?
Oh, that's such a great question, and I love that question. I worked in Halifax in the summers for a show called Mr. D, which is a Canadian show. I don't think that you can get it in many other countries. And it's a sitcom about teachers. And I loved that show. But it was our summer job was we called it summer camp. We would come out here and spend our summers in Halifax. And I would go for drives and just, the whole time that show was on for 8 years, and we did 2 pilots a year. So it was like 10 years of being out here. And I wanted to buy that entire time. And then that show ended, and Virgin River started. And I realized if I don't do it now, because it was like my career was pulling me out west. I said, if I don't buy now, then I never will. Yeah. And luckily that was a year before COVID started. And so, I managed to kind of escape the really rough city, part of COVID.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. So now, Roberta, we're going to come to you, and this is her first time joining us live, so she's excited. Roberta, what's your question?
Hi, Roberta.
Hi, how are you? You look beautiful.
Thank you. So do you.
Okay. I was wondering, have you ever had any formal acting lessons? Because your acting is perfection. I mean, you are just beautiful when you're acting, really.
My God, I'm like, starting to sweat. They're so sweet. I have had acting lessons. To be honest, I think the best teachers I've had are other actors, working with actors, working with Alex and Martin and all the people and that I've worked with throughout the years. You learn something from everyone. And I think those are the best teachers I've had. Not to insult the teachers I've had in the past that I've paid to teach me. But that's what I found over the years is your fellow actors are the best teachers and directors too.
Everybody on Virgin River is an excellent actor, in my opinion. But you are just really perfection, because you can go from being mean to being vulnerable, you know, all in the same scene, and that's got to be hard.
Oh, that's amazing! I'm really flattered. Thank you so much, Roberta.
Oh, thank you for doing this chat.
You're gonna make me cry.
Thank you, Roberta. And Roberta, thank you so much for joining. I hope you'll join our other chats as well, now that you've got the first one out of the way.
Yeah, I got the first one under my belt.
Yeah.
I won't be so nervous next time.
Proud of you. So now we are going to the UK, and Melanie, we've got a question. Melanie, what's your question? We've got Mel's, Melissa's, but Melanie in the UK, Birmingham.
Yeah.
Hi, Melanie.
Hi, Lauren. Thank you for joining us today. So good to talk to you.
Thank you for joining me and us. Yes.
My question is, just want to say a huge well done first, because Charmaine's such an amazing character. And obviously, with her being a bit controversial, that can't always be easy to play. So my question's, what would you say is the most challenging thing about playing Charmaine?
You know, I'm very different from Charmaine. And so sometimes there's things that in this script where I'm like, but why? Why would she do this? But you have to find a way to make it work. But it's, you know, it's so that to me is, you know, it's making something that you're like, why would somebody do this? And then making it seem real.
Right.
I think that's the hardest. Just more recently, that's been the most difficult. I think. Do you mean like just in the acting part or the business?
Well, I suppose both really, but that's probably referring more to the character. But yeah, just when you're given something and you're like, how do I go about doing that? You know.
Yes, it's just trying to find a way to make it authentic. Yeah, that would be the biggest challenge for me. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you so much, Melanie.
Thank you.
So now we have got a question from someone who's watching this live from YouTube. So Shauna has asked what would you choose, comedy or drama?
Hi, Shauna. Thank you for asking that. Definitely comedy.
Comedy?
Yeah. I think it's what I feel like I'm really good at, and I just love it. And it's I mean, I'm so thankful to be doing drama as well. And, you know, going into Virgin River, I was like, I don't know if I can do this, because comedy is my background. But I really miss comedy. Comedy's kind of in my bones. Yep. So.
Awesome. Thank you. So now we're going to Italy, and we have got a question from Elena. Elena, what's your question?
Hello, thank you for being here. Since my question has already been asked, but I have another one. When did you know that the twins weren't actually Jacks? Because there's this scene in season 3, episode 10, where Charmaine goes at Jax and she discovers that he hired a lawyer for the custody battle. And when he says, how can you do this to their own flesh and blood as their father? She's startled. She doesn't know how to answer. So that is the first time as a viewer who you may think maybe the twins are actually Jacks. So it's almost like a foreshadow to season 4. So since I know sometimes some actors know a part of a plot and the rest of the cast doesn't, I'm wondering if you already knew that was the idea for season 4, or you didn't?
No, I didn't know until the script came out.
Wow.
Yeah, the entire time I thought they were Jack's babies. And then when the last episode came out, it was like a few weeks before or a week before we actually shot the episode. That's when I knew. So yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you for your question, Elena. It's a great question.
Thank you. Oh gosh, we've got so many questions coming on live from YouTube. Hopefully we'll get there. We had Diane Kirby. She wanted to join, but she couldn't. So she has asked, how did you get into looming?
Oh yeah, ADHD.
Oh, okay.
But actually, I've done a lot of traveling in Southeast Asia, and my mom used to own a loom when I was younger, and she made placemats off of it, and then she got sick of it. And this is before the years of Kijiji and like selling things on marketplaces and stuff like that and online. And so it ended up just getting burned. They put it on a fire. Eventually, it took up the whole room, and I'd forgotten about that but I had this obsession with these loomers in Asia, and I felt like it was something that I could learn how to do. And I'd been shopping for looms, and then I went to Value Village, or I walked past Value Village, and in the window was a forged shaft Dorothy Leclerc loom, which is like $800, and it was $29 they were selling it for. So I scooped it up and I started looming, and then I stopped because that's kind of what I do. But I want to pick it up again, but the house renovations are taking so much of my time.
Right. And so that moves on to another question that's being asked live on YouTube from Liz. Have you always had a talent for home renovations?
Oh, thank you, Liz. No, it's just, I think I like to figure things out, and I'm creative. I'm a creative person. And so the house has basically just become one big creative project. And it's been really amazing to like learn how to do all these different things. And I'm going to be honest, I never want to do it again. I'm just a one house wonder.
But it's going to be amazing once it's done, and you'll just be able to sit back and just, enjoy it.
I hope so. This has been going on for years that I've been renovating this home, so it would be nice.
Yeah, I'm sure. So now we are going to Kansas, and we've got a question from Matthew. Matthew, what's your question?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Matthew.
Hello. First of all, thank you for doing this. And I just wanted to say that you and the rest of the cast have helped get me through some tough days in the so I've really fallen in love with everyone and the whole show. So it's just been kind of a balm for my soul. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And, the question I have is, if, since you're a creative, if you didn't get into acting, what do you think you would have done?
So I wanted to act since I was 12. I actually started acting when I was 12, but I always wanted to be an actor. And, but I actually started when I was 12. But it took me a really long time to actually kind of break into the industry. So I would always dabble in other creative projects to make sure that's, I ended up getting into photography because I realized if I want to do something creative and have a career, like if the acting thing doesn't work out, then I should do photography because I enjoyed photography. So I was doing headshots and promo shots and that sort of thing for a few years to support my acting habit. and I thought I was a photographer, and then all of a sudden I booked Mr. D, and then I was an actor. So so I think I would have been a photographer.
Oh, thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Matthew. This is a comment from Jamie, who's watching this live on YouTube. She has said, she or he, Jamie, I love your home renovation posts. You should start your own TV show.
Thanks, Jamie.
So there you go.
Yes.
You might need to renovate another house after you've done your own. Okay, so now we are going to Kate, who's in Italy. Kate, what's your question?
Hi, Lauren. Nice to meet you. I'm Kate
Nice to meet
from
you,
Italy, Venice. It's so glad to be able to speak to you today, so thank you so much.
Me too.
First of all, I want to thank you from all the Italian fans for the wonderful interpretation you did for bringing us the perfect Charmaine character. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
My first question repeats the Netflix question format, which is try to describe the evolution and the character traits of Charmaine as fast as you can in order to present to someone who knows actually nothing about her.
Oh God, that's a challenging one. A woman who is desperate for love, but is going about it in the wrong way. Is that what you're saying? Like to explain the character? Yeah, did I get it? Was that right?
Yeah,
I'm nervous now.
you're
I
right.
get it wrong.
Love it. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Okay, we are going to, we're back in New Zealand now, and we have got a question from Avril. Avril, what is your question? Oh, is Avril? Oh, there she
You're
is.
muted, April.
She's met you before, so I know she's chomping at the bit to talk to you. Oh,
Yeah, there you
Lauren.
go.
there you
Hi,
go.
April. Nice to see you.
That was so lovely to meet you for real. It was a really special time. And, you know, a lot of people have already asked one of my questions, so I'll move on to another one, which was completely unrelated to Virgin River or Charmaine. I was so excited to find that you lived in Nova Scotia because it's got very special meaning for my background. My ancestors moved from Ireland to Nova Scotia to build a boat to sail out to New Zealand. They were going to go to Australia first, but there was a gold rush there, so they came on down to New Zealand. And so there's a very important little settlement museum and cemetery way up in the North Island of New Zealand. What I was wondering on, is there anywhere in Nova Scotia that gives any indication of these people who've come over and built boats back in the 1800s?
Well, my ancestors came in on the Pittsing no, that's the wrong one. What was it? The Hector from Scotland. But I don't know any. You know, it. I'll look into it maybe if I have time.
If I win lotto, I'm coming back to Canada to see these clowns over there, and yeah. And I want to go pop in to Nova Scotia as well because it's always intrigued me, absolutely fascinated me.
Oh,
So-
yeah, you should come. I think you love it. And for people that are watching on YouTube, there's a bunch of ladies here who I met outside of the set in Vancouver for Virgin River, and they've all become friends from around the world just because of the show, and they all were coming to the set and hanging out. The crew was pretty sure you guys had a mole inside the production because you knew where all the shots were.
We did it.
There were rumors.
Well, we were lucky enough to meet you beforehand. Oh, just one very quick question. Did you get my little gift that I left at the studio?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I would have thanked you.
Do you know what? I have knitted socks for all the cast of Virgin River.
I love hand-knitted socks.
Sorry?
I love hand-knitted socks.
Well, I didn't send you. I just thought there was something, a very special Kiwi piece of jewellery for you because I just thought it was kind of you. And I gave all these gifts, and I've posted off all these gifts to Ray in the studio, who was there that day that we got our posters when you were there.
Okay, well, I'll ask about it. Maybe it might have just gotten, yeah, they're busy, so it might have just gotten lost in the shuffle. But I'll ask about that. Thank you so
really
much.
appreciate that. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
That's very special.
Lovely.
Thank you, Avery.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I have got a question. So Laura runs one of the Instagram fan sites. So she runs Virgin River series.
I love Laura.
Yes. Now I have got a question to ask on her behalf. And she has asked, if you could play a character from another TV show or movie, that you really like, this is going to be a hard one, which would you choose to play? So is there a character from a different TV show or movie that you'd love to play?
Oh my gosh.
No pressure.
No, I'm so drawing a blank.
Okay.
Can I tell a kind of, I'm sorry, Laura, I'm drawing a blank on that. Can I tell us a story about Annette O'Toole though?
Yeah, absolutely.
That kind of goes in.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, I loved the movie It, and Annette O'Toole plays the woman. I hate clowns. I'm terrified of clowns. Love the movie It. All I watch is horror movies and crime shows, by the way. So that's, sorry, Dee, you looked really disgusted there. But so Annette O'Toole plays the adult, like on the second movie, and she has this line that's "My heart burns there too," and I idolized her. I would try and pretend that like I was trying to make my lips look like her lips. I would have loved to play that role, but I was a child basically. And anyway, so I go on Virgin River, and there she is, and we've become really good friends. And I think she's just a wonderful person. But that's something that I remember from my past, that as a child, I wish I could have played that role. But
thank you. As a child, I watched it, and honestly, I had nightmares, and I can't watch horror or thriller films. That night, after watching it, I crept into my parents' bedroom and I slept on the bedroom floor because I was so terrified because I'd watched this movie. So I'm not one who can. I can't watch horrors or thrillers. No, but
I'm sorry if I re-traumatized you.
You really did. I was like, oh my gosh. I was sitting there. It's okay.
Sorry, V.
No, all good. So now we are going to Joanne. So Joanne is another huge fan who you've already met. So Joanne, what's your question?
Hi there. Good afternoon.
Hi, Joanne.
Good afternoon.
Yes, that's so great.
That's how you noticed us. So
Yeah.
I have two questions, but one, celebrity crush. Do you have a celebrity crush, and if so, who?
Yes.
Jason Momoa. He and Martin are very good friends, and I am so angry. I mean, I've been carrying, up until the last episode of the last season, I've been carrying Martin's babies for years, and he still doesn't have the courtesy to try and connect us. I'm quite upset by that.
I'll talk to him for you.
Thank you. Yeah, put a good word in for me.
Yeah. And then just a quick question nothing to do with show business here, but how is your dad?
Oh, thank you. My dad's surgery went really well, and he, after a year and a half of having no quality of life, he's going to go on a cruise tomorrow, and they're talking about traveling. And so it was, I'm just so thankful for the surgeons there, and so I've got my dad back. Thank you for asking.
Good.
Yeah.
And you still need us to come out and do drywall with you. I'm still sure. I keep Instagramming that. Hint, hint, hint.
Yeah.
Come out.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne.
Thank you, Joanne. FYI, Jason is currently in New Zealand. He's filming a show here, or a movie. Yeah.
Be still my heart.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll see what I can do. That'd be awesome if we could have both of you on together. So, just putting it out there.
Oh yeah, it'll be like a matchmaker.
Yeah.
Call.
I love it. We are getting heaps of comments online just saying, hey, you should put out, about people saying you should have a DIY show. Everybody's got the thumbs up and you should do your own renovation show.
You know what? We actually shot a sizzle reel and we wanted to pitch it as a DIY show, and it got turned down.
What?
But it was this show where it's like me moving to, doing the thing that I did, moving from Toronto to here, but it wasn't like that HGTV formulaic type thing. It was really positive. It wasn't like, we're running out of money and there's black mold. It's like, oh, there's black mold. Okay, how do we deal with this?
Yeah.
But it just didn't know where it fit, I guess.
Well, do you know what? Maybe the people have spoken. Maybe you should just start your own YouTube one.
Maybe. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd
That
have.
sounds like a lot of work, though.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. People are just messaging in saying, I would watch it. So.
Sweet. Thanks, everybody.
So now we are going to Marissa, who is an Italian living in the UK. Marissa is another fan who has met you as well.
That's me.
Oh,
Hi.
there you are. Hi, Marissa.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
Quick question, because you don't have much time. I've always supported Charmaine very much because I really have a lot of sympathy for her. I mean, I just feel for her, and losing Jack especially, since I'm crazy about him. But I wanted to know if you hadn't played the character, so suppose you're not Lauren who played Charmaine, would you have had sympathy? Would you have supported that character?
I think she would have driven me crazy. But I also, that's a really good question. Yeah, but I also understand why some people relate to her as well. Like, she is just a woman who wants love, and from this one man who's literally basically the only eligible male nearby. Like, and so I think I would feel sympathy for her because she was there first, and this woman who's way above her league comes to town and swoops in and I mean, that's but the things that go on afterwards, the whole faking that he's the father, which I didn't find out, obviously, as we established, until the very end. Certain things like that.
I even understand that. I even have sympathy for that, because people can resort to anything if
people
they're
do
desperate.
that. Yeah, women do that, and it's this fear of being alone. Like I would be, being a single mother is a daunting experience that I've watched friends go through, and it's I would so it does, you're right, it does make sense why that would happen. Fear.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Marissa. It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And you.
So next we have got Elizabeth, and we were all just chatting, and a few of us haven't made it to Vancouver yet, but Elizabeth and I are very keen, along with Shelly. So Elizabeth, have you got a question?
Yes, I do. Hi, Lauren. Thank you so much
Elizabeth.
for doing this. Hi, yes, thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
coming.
for doing this. It really means a lot to all of us fans. So my question for you is, Charmaine is a character who we obviously established, wants to be in love and fully accepted for who she is by her partner. But she meets Todd and she gets engaged and married rather quickly. Do you think Charmaine is really in love with Todd, or do you think she settled for him because he's telling her what she wants to hear and she's afraid of being alone?
I think the latter. I think she's terrified of being alone. Single mother of twins, and it actually, now it's funny going back to it, that now all of a sudden it makes sense why she grasped onto Todd so quickly, because Jack wasn't the father and she needed someone. I think it would be the latter. Yeah, for sure.
All right,
A safety raft, like a life raft.
Yes. Well, I think I can speak for everyone here. We're all on pins and needles waiting to see what happens next. So we will be tuning in.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Elizabeth, my daughter, the other day, she showed me a picture of your Instagram with your post that you had in your class.
Yes.
And it said something like, when you're not allowed to interrupt, when Martin Henderson walks into the room. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So they know, it's either if you are hurt, and that means bleeding or about to vomit. If there's a fire, a flood, a tornado, if you have a hot cocoa, because I don't drink coffee, or if Martin Henderson walks into the classroom. So yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Yep. Yeah, and they know it. So yeah.
And what class?
There's somebody just commented on my on one of my posts that she had a mug that said, I'm paraphrasing, I don't know if I have it right, but it said, "Get the F away from me. I'm what Virgin River is on." Or "Stay the F away from me. Virgin River is on."
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Okay, we are going to the UK, and Suzanne, what's your question?
Hi, Lauren. It's so good to meet you and be able to speak to you today. My question for you is, as an actress, how did you feel when you first got the script and realised that Jack wasn't actually the father of Charmaine's twins?
I was just surprised. Yeah, I was very surprised. Yeah. But then it makes sense. Like it made sense in the end. And it was really interesting because everyone hates Charmaine throughout the show. And then I'm like, well, now they're really going to hate me because I was lying Charmaine was lying the entire time. But then there was a total flip. As soon as it wasn't his kids, it was all of a sudden people were like, okay, you can stay, Charmaine, which really surprised me because I thought it would be worse. I thought, but yeah. Cool. Can I tell you a funny story about when I got the first script, when I first, or when I heard that I booked this role? So I Mr. D had ended and I'd done all these auditions and I thought, you know what, I'm never going to work again. I'm clearly nobody wants me. I'm not going to work again. So I was going to put in an offer on this bed and breakfast in St. John's, Newfoundland. I was just going to cash in my chips and done. And I was going to shave my head and get a tattoo on my face if I wanted to. And then that weekend when I went to put the offer on the place, I got a phone call about Virgin River. I was like, oh my gosh, but I'd auditioned for Mel. And then when they said it was another character named Charmaine, I went through the books. And it's like, she was 10 years older than Jack, and you can tell that she used to be pretty, but she had a couple of kids, and it was like, I'm like, oh. And then finally one of the producers was like, no, we rewrote the role to be something else. I'm like, oh, good. So this industry always has a way of making you go your confidence up and down, up and down.
Well, I'm glad you got the phone call because I don't think anybody else could play Charmaine as well as you. I couldn't imagine anybody else. And yes, I've read some of the book myself, and yeah, it's completely different, but in the best way possible. And you do it really well. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. That means a lot to me.
Awesome.
Cool. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So now we are going to Janelle. So Janelle, what's your question? She's in Minnesota.
Hi, Janelle in Minnesota, and you've got some munchkins around you.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, you're muted, Janelle.
Oh.
You're muted, Janelle.
There you go. Have you got it? Hold on. Ask to unmute. Oh, come on, kids with technology. There you go.
I think we got it. Got it. Hi. Hi. First of all, thank you. The kids, they're here. They never stray too far away.
Oh, sweet. I love that.
So I guess first question that comes to mind is, of all the scenes that you filmed from all 4 seasons, is there one that sticks out as your favorite that you enjoyed filming the most or thought the fans would like the most?
I think, honestly, the last scene of the last season, where she's telling him that they, I don't want to spoil. Oh, yeah, I guess we've done enough spoiler alerts. When she says the truth and breaking down, it was such a an emotional scene, and it turned out so well. And you never know how these things are going to turn out. And I just felt really proud of it because it was a challenge, and I just liked the way that it turned out. And yeah, I felt proud of it.
I think all of the fans were like feeling the same way. We were finally like, finally, there it is. We've been waiting and waiting. And I think most of us were hoping that that's how it would turn out, but it was good.
Thank you so much, Chanel.
And I love your character. I thought it brought so much drama, but like it brought a lot to the show. I've always enjoyed Charmaine's character. Frustrating, yes, but fun.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Janelle. Now we're going to Melissa, who's in Long Island in New York. Melissa.
Hi, Lauren. It's so nice to meet you.
Where are you? Can you wave?
Oh,
there you are. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Lauren. It's so nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
Thank you for joining us and for being so active on Instagram. I'll share my Instagram handle. It's Team Mel Virgin River. If you, I'm always
so
active.
Next, who's next? No. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I noticed one of you were ordering a Team Charmaine shirt. I have one. Do you want this instead?
You know what? I think that would be hilarious if I walked around wearing a Team Mel shirt. I would do that for sure. That's great. Yeah, for those who don't know the interaction, I tried to order a Team Charmaine ... said no one ever t-shirt, and they didn't ship to Canada.
I think Charmaine can stay in Virgin River. We're all on Cameron's back now to get him the hell out of there. Dr. Cameron.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, out.
Now it's Team Cameron versus Team Jack. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. My question is, you've been in a lot of the drama-filled scenes throughout the seasons. What has been the most challenging for you to film?
I think probably the one that I had just mentioned, where it was, the last that breakdown, because it was like raw crying for hours. Those scenes take hours, and so you have the emotion, then you might lose it, and then by the time the day's finished, so you start thinking about one person that you really care about dying. And then you start thinking about another person because you get desensitized. And by the time the day is done, your entire family and friends are all gone. They're all, like, you mourn them, it's done. So it gets a little tiring.
You were fantastic in that scene. You really brought it, and then some. It was amazing. And you had us all like in shock, even though that we wanted that outcome, but you really, really amazing. So thank you.
Thank you so much. It means a lot because I'm still going to therapy from the effects of actually filming this scene.
Oh, goodness. It was so nice meeting you, Lauren. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome.
So now we're off to the Netherlands, and we've got Mariska. Mariska, what's your question?
Hello. Thank you for talking to us. I'm here.
Hi, Mariska.
Hi. I'm also a big fan of you because I think when you're able to play so good someone who's hated so much by the audience, I think that's very good. So that's a compliment. But I was wondering if it upsets you personally if people online or through Instagram or Facebook are getting very strong at the character you're playing. Does it affect you personally?
When they're talking about Charmaine, it doesn't, because Charmaine's not real. Yeah. And she is somebody that, it's like she's the villain in sort of in this show, not really. But so when somebody says, oh, Charmaine is horrible, or, that has nothing to do with me. But when it's, oh, and I haven't seen a lot of this, but it's like, you know, Lauren is awful, or, you know, like I've you know, there's been a couple of like, you know, you should die when it's like on Twitter, but it's like, if you say you, it means me as a person. But if you want Charmaine to die, that's your opinion. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, I hope that she doesn't, because I like working. But yeah, so it doesn't affect me when somebody has an opinion about my character. But when it's about me personally, I mean, I'm human, so I'm pretty good at like brushing it off. But yeah, it does. It affects you a little, for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Marissa.
Thank you.
Mariska. Yes.
Mariska.
Now we are going to France, and we've got a question from Wendy.
Hello, Lauren.
Hi, Wendy.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey. I'm recovering from a very bad cold, so I'll just go straight to my question then.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. How does it feel to be the person who plays the role of a character that everybody loves to hate? And I'm talking to Lauren and not to Charmaine.
I love it. I've always playing a villain is amazing. Like it's or especially if they love to hate you and not just hate you. So I love playing Charmaine.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, and you do it really well.
Thank you so much, Wendy.
Yeah, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you for being here.
You were so spontaneous and pretty.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you.
Bye.
I've been racing through all these questions, and usually I have some time to ask some of my own, but so I'm just going to quickly get in there. What's on your bucket list?
I love to travel. I miss travel. There's a lot of places that are on my bucket list, like India and Brazil. I prepared something.
Oh,
there's
good.
a lot of fans from Brazil.
Yes.
And also, like, the Brazilian fans were so supportive of Orphan Black as well. And this is like from Google Translate, and I have not had it checked. So if I insult anyone's mother, I am so sorry. That is not what I mean.
So Rubia was online. I'm not sure if she.
Yeah, did we lose her?
I think we might have lost her. She might be watching it. She was here, and I actually said hello to her, and she had earphones on. But she might be watching live on YouTube. So hopefully she is.
Okay, I'm nervous. All right. Olá, Brasil. Muito obrigada por apoiar o show. O povo do Brasil tem sido muito gentil comigo ao longo dos anos. Espero visitar seu lindo país dia. Hopefully I said what I was meaning to say, which is thank you for watching the show, Brazil. You've been so supportive, and I hope to visit someday.
Awesome. It sounds awesome to me. So, yeah.
I probably said something really stupid.
We've got B. Williams. You just joined. I'm not quite sure if you wanted to ask a question. Did you want to ask a question? Oh no, he's just happy. He's just happy joining us. That's fine. Awesome. So, is there anybody else we've got a couple more minutes, which is awesome, but is there anyone else who has a burning question that they like? Just raise your hand. Oh, yes, now he does.
He's changed his mind.
He's changed his mind. Go. Hopefully.
Not really a question. Lauren, I knew you a long time ago in high school.
Oh.
Just popped in.
Oh, Bryn Williams. Hi, Bryn. How are you? You look fantastic. I'm so glad you cut your hair.
Oh, yes, me too. Good to see you after 20 years.
Yeah, it's great to see you too.
Awesome.
Love your work. You've been doing great. Glad to see you're doing well.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
He took me to prom. He took me to his prom. He was a few years older than me.
What?
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is good. You're going to have to post some photos now of the prom, and I hope, you know, all the, how did you arrive to prom? Did you go in style, or do you, in New Zealand?
I don't even remember.
Oh, we had a limo and
at all.
yeah, black and white dress.
Oh yeah, it was from Le Chateau. It was like this polyester. It was kind of a Cruella de Vil style, like Cruella de Vil's hair if it went into swirls around the. It was bad.
I'm sure you would have looked amazing.
Thank you. Nice to see you, Bryn. Thanks for dropping in.
You too, Lauren.
Awesome. We have got a question from Jamie has asked, give us the best relationship advice you've ever been given. Ooh.
Oh, I'm the worst person to ask, though.
Oh, okay.
If you have great friends and they have an opinion about your partner and they're really good friends and they care, then listen to them.
Yeah. Great advice.
If they have an opinion. Like, it's because I feel like our friends know more about our relationships from the outside. They see it in a totally different picture.
Yeah.
And it's none of that dopamine and the emotions and what that person could be. So cool. I think that would probably be, and also when somebody shows you who they are or tells you who they are, listen or acknowledge the fact that that's who they are, you know? Yeah.
Cool.
I'm not, see, this is like, I don't know.
That sounded great. So we had Sheila was meant to be joining us from the Philippines, but she messaged in just before, and they've got a huge storm where she currently is, so she couldn't join.
Stay safe, Sheila.
So she has asked, what's the funniest or maybe unforgettable comments you've heard or read about your character as Charmaine? Is there any memorable?
Can I just say one about Virgin River?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, yeah. It's not about Charmaine, it's about Virgin River. Somebody commented, I've been watching this show for 3 years. When is the river going to lose its virginity? That makes me laugh so hard. I love it.
Oh, that is funny. Oh my gosh. We are going to squeeze in, I think, one more question. So Carol, have you been able to join back on? I think she just popped back on. Yes, she is. Carol, there you are. Carol, yeah. What's your question?
I must have had the wrong time, did I?
You did. You've missed the.
Oh no.
Hi, Carol.
Hi. My question was, what do you enjoy most about working on Virgin River?
You know, I love working. I love acting. And there's such great, talented people on that show. And I'm just really, really proud of being part of it, to be honest. Like, just the fact that I'm able to be part of it is just so amazing. And to be on the Netflix platform, it's such an amazing platform. It's global. It's really beautiful. It's something that we didn't really realize when we were making season 1 and even season 2, because season 1 didn't air until we were halfway through shooting season 2 or almost finished, I think. And so we had no idea what we were making, kind of. And you never know, because it goes through so many hands. So there's the writers, the directors, the actors, the editors, there's just, it gets rewritten so many times. So you never, and then when it aired and it was so popular, we were kind of surprised, because it was just, you never know how these things are going to go. And what a pleasant surprise it's been. I mean, the demographic for the show is enormous. Like, it's from teenage girls to older men. Like, it seems to have no demographic. It's really something special.
Well, it's a fabulous show. I'm one of the people that's totally addicted. I keep watching it over and over again. I just love it.
Well, thanks for supporting us, Carol.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you. We are coming up on our hour, and I think I've got everybody who's managed to ask a question who's joining us on Zoom. If you haven't had a chance to answer a question, can you just raise your hand or something? I'm pretty sure we've got everyone. And I know that there are heaps of questions that are coming live on YouTube, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us. This has been amazing, Lauren.
Thank you.
Honestly, so you have got some really passionate fans who have just been emailing and just have been so excited. So thank you so much. And
That's so wonderful.
I do hope we can chat again. Another time. Once the new
I would love that.
Oh, yay. Once the new season.
And I'm really sorry it was so hard to get a hold of. I'm just off in my own little world.
That's okay. That's okay. I finally got there. So now, yeah. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of those people who are watching live on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to those people who are joined here on Zoom. Thank you to my best mate, Shelly, who's always here supporting me and helping. But Lauren, thank you so much. And yeah, we look forward to seeing more of your renovations and updates. And maybe, who knows, you'll do a YouTube show.
Yeah, maybe. Thank you so much, everyone. It means a lot to me. My heart is just like kind of exploding right now, but not in like the scary medical way. It's really beautiful, and this means a lot to me. So thank you so much.
Cool. All right, take care. Thank you.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.